Before I got this piece, I did not realize how many times the Kunst shoulder has shown up on the runway. Definitely one of Rick's favorite shape. However, it's not as popular as the tech shoulders because it traversed this space between too far and not far enough. Let me explain that. The tech shoulder, very prominent on any material. You see the audacity of the tech shoulder. On the Kunst, it blends in a bit, especially with this Shearling material. It's wide, but it's not tall, so it's not as audacious. The Shearling engulfed the cones a bit, made it look a bit smaller when not worn on the body. Even when on the body, if it were leather, more structure, it would have been more scary looking, especially since there's different degrees of the Kunst. I hope a small part of that makes some sense. A little bit douchey. The name of the jacket is the Kunst jacket. Kunst means art in German. Long enough intro. Everything is timestamped. Skip around, do what you like with my creation. Okay, first, let's go through all of the time the Kunst shoulder has shown up on the runway. For the men, they first showed up in the performer runway. This first look here is with the wool knee-length jacket in gray. Beautiful look. Then you get it in nylon with a double-breasted button look. See how the material plays a bit of a role in how prominent the shoulder looks? This next one's my favorite. Look to be calf leather, crops on the body, zippers on the pocket, everything is beautiful. On this last look, same as the last, except with the somewhat elasticized looking hems. Here's what Rick has to say about the shoulder from the performance show note. Tailored coats and jackets still have exaggerated shoulder that I had started doing as a parody of masculinity but ended up enjoying wearing, an excuse to take up more space around me. Camp has always been about exaggerating earnestly, naive urges. And now for focusing, you get this nylon looking version with a sheer fabric on the exterior. This is more fitting to the one I got to show you guys today, shape wise anyway. And then you get this version with the white leather with the clout zipper detailing. Clout means the V shape if you're not a big Rick Owens fan. I love the zipper on the sleeve. Lastly, you get this version which seems to be cotton. Hard to tell. I would get the leather in my opinion if you were to pick something from focusing. In the strobe, you get the version I got today. I can honestly replicate this look. I got the moon helmet as well. Shearling, great stuff. And this version is called the Alice Kunst. I believe Alice just means cropped on the body. Correct me if I'm wrong. And now for the women, they first show up on the technical runway. You get this vest version with the Kunst shoulder. You can kind of see it on the women. The Kunst shoulder are more outlandish, more elaborate, more in your face. And now for the performer collection, you get this knitted looking with the Peru true leather body. Great looking jacket. I haven't seen them out, so I don't know. Whoever owns it probably don't wear it enough. Of course, the nylon knee-length coat, same as before, knitted but with sea wolf leather, nylon in blue. Again, double-breasted button contraption. Get the horizontal blocking as well. By the way, love the glasses here. Then you get the oily leather in black. Good jacket. Same knitted design, sea wolf body, nylon version in orange. This is great. I love the lines because it accentuates the Kunst shoulder. Love the length as well and the opening. Great look. I haven't seen these anywhere either, so they might have never gotten to production, or people that own it don't really post about it. But then again, I'm not too into the Rick Owens universe. I don't want to engage with too many Rick's fans. Some of them are just assholes. Here's what Rick has to say in the show note with regard to the shoulder. There is a heavy dose of theatrical artifice in this collection. Shoulders are monstrous and arm are extended and extra spindly. Pill knit sleeves swallow giant shoulder pads. Tailoring comes in slim coats Tailoring comes in slim coats with a high, sharp shoulder, diamond silhouetted coat with mega wide shoulders, or hulking blanket coats with bomber mimicking Le Corbusier Modular Man. And now Flagathon. Let's see what Rick has to say and not give my opinion. My last fall runway shoulder freaked out wasn't about power, it was about defiance. Defiance in the face of threat. Black grain deep poudre tailoring is oversized with the sleeve ripped off of hulking shoulders. Strap allowed the wearer to strip jacket off and cinch around the waist as beach bustle. And satin ribbed waisted bomber have shoulder that are exaggerated middle finger to doom. Gethsemane, same concept. Let's read off the show note. These are topped by power shoulder cape that turn the body into architectural bulldozers, or power shoulder bomber mocking male aggression and conservatism, careening off the rail that was the focus of my men's show in January. Coinciding with the shocking events in Washington, these shoulders are a response to fear and anxiety, defiant in the face of a threat. My favorite Kunst look is here because I like Tanya. On the focus sheet, only 3 looks: the nylon with a sheer exterior, same shape as the one I'm showing, the white leather, and the long coat with the more experimental fabric. And now strobe, 3 looks as well. You get the Alice with the shoulders and extra flap on the arm. I don't know what those are called. You don't get the same shape but with the 3M detailing. Pretty cool, but not for me. Then you get the Alice Kunst again. In Lido, they made a bigger comeback. You get the see-through one, so you can see that there's no shoulder pad. They had to engineer this. You see a bit of those thick black structure lines to hold the shape together. Super impressive in my opinion. I would love for Rick to make a video explaining how they cut the pattern. This Kunst shortened jacket is the favorite of Rick because Michelle loved wearing it, so they make it every season. They currently got one on sale with the alligator material. Now with this Kunst, you see how it's a bit sharper, a bit wider. Same thing, different colors with the biker leather jacket look. The quote from the show notes, some with sculpted shoulder that distort and corrupt the figure instead of decorate it. Oh, I spoke too soon. This is the alligator version. Showed up in Porterville. If I had enough money, I would buy it. I show you all of these looks to further emphasize how light they are by Rick Owens and the team. I do think they've been overshadowed by the tech shoulder. If the tech shoulder doesn't exist, the Kunst would get more attention. I also want to take a moment to perform a bit of gratitude. I used to not own any Runway pieces, and now I have so many Runway pieces. I catch myself taking this for granted a lot lately. It's a bit like if you drive a Tesla, you assume it's not that special anymore, but it is special. It only doesn't feel that special because we see it all the time. I really appreciate being able to say I own Runway pieces or wear Runway pieces. These pieces are extra special because they're on there for artistic sake. We know brand release certain product because they sell well, blah 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 blah. Of course, Rick is one of the few who makes all of his Runway into production without reducing it too much. Think Tom Brown or J.W. Anderson. This is why I love Rick. Barbert collar, relatively boring. The Shearling drowns them out. It is virgin wool, so super warm, but since there's so little of it, doesn't really matter. The Kunst shoulder and the sleeve also move a lot, and it pushes the bomber collar up my neck, and it does get a bit uncomfortable sometimes because the collar is so small, so the rest of the heavier Shearling pushes into my neck as I move around. I kind of wish this jacket had a hood. I live in Germany now. We bike a lot and it gets super cold. February weather in Germany is not for the weak. Alright, let's talk about the Kunst shoulder now. The reason why we got this jacket. Well, the other was that I got it for a great deal. They are super wide. I wish they were a bit wider, but up and down instead. It would really drive the point towards the shoulder. A comparison video will come out soon between these and a tech shoulder. My wife says it looks like I have 3 heads because of how big the Kunst shoulders are, and this footage kind of proves that. There is a shoulder pad underneath, but hollow, and I believe it's done with a combination of structural design as well as tailoring technique. It's not just Rick and the team made the jacket with normal shoulders, add the shoulder pad, and then sewn the Shearling on top. Let's look at the sheer version of the Kunst. See how it's tailored and not just an add-on? Rick and the team close it, as you can see by this footage right here. It's also not properly level. Maybe it's my brain, but the left side here is lower than the right side. Could also be that I'm wearing it incorrectly. The Shearling make it a bit harder to see the lines, but as you get closer, we can see the lines in which the team had Owens Club sewn the sleeve onto the body. I would have loved for Rick and the team to experiment with one-piece material. That way it would contort the jacket into something a bit more new, make us adjust to the jacket a bit more. Okay, let's now talk about the shape of the sleeve. Do you see how the pattern of the sleeves are cut? You get a triangle underneath the sleeve that is connected to the body. If we look at the inside out footage, you can see how large the openings are. I think Rick did this to make the jacket look and feel different and to accentuate the Kunst shoulder. You can see that when I lift my arm, the shoulder move on their own while the rest of the sleeve are moving on its own in another direction. When I have my arms down, it looks normal, but when you lift it up, when you do anything, you can see how short the sleeve look and feel. By the way, I'm not an expert when it comes to pattern clothes, it's all just uninformed opinion. The pro of this though, I love that I have to conform to the jacket. The con, it's a bit hard to move my arm because of the shape of the sleeves. Do you see how low my arms are in comparison to where the arm openings are on most jackets? When I'm trying to fix my hair, the whole arms move and the Kunst shoulder hit my face every time. Anytime I try to lift my arms, the Kunst moves with me. A bit funny looking, but I think that's the point. If we look at this back shot, you can see clearer that the sleeve are cut in so deep. The width of the sleeve is crazy wide. Honestly, when you lay the jacket out like this, it looks super illy made. Hoodies and sweater. If you look at this footage here, super easy to put a hoodie under because the width of the sleeve is so wide. A bit of a struggle because the cuffs are tightened by the leather, so the sleeve of the hoodie curls up in there. Worn this out a few times during the testing period because it has no hood and the air is quite cold and bitter in Munich during the month of February. Same thing with the sweater, nothing else to add. I kind of like that the Shearling hides the line in the stitches so it looks like one singular fabric. The length of the sleeve is a bit of a problem problem, while they look normal, since the weird construction is in play, it feels a lot shorter. It is a lot shorter. If I have to reach for something high, it's a struggle. If I have to extend my arms while I'm riding my bike, it's a struggle. Not great to the point where you can't do it, but enough for you to feel the fabric tugging. I can go on more about the shape of the sleeve, but just know that it will feel different if you get this piece. The opposite of a high arm on the tech shoulder, I like this jacket more. It feels a lot more comfortable. The downside is it looks a bit more streetwear, but it is a lot more comfortable, so I'm okay with that trade-off. Alright, let's talk the rip knit cuffs. First, the leather. I do not like it. They make the shape look a lot weirder, also harder to maneuver. And the sleeve, they're a bit short, so it's a bit hard to extend the sleeve because of the leather cuff. You see the struggle I'm having? So it's a bit hard to do that across the street. It hurts me to say this, but I wish there wasn't leather here. It doesn't add anything. If anything, it hurts the movement of the jacket. I wish Rick had just done fur shearling, no cuffs. Since the shape of the sleeve make the sleeve feel shorter than they look, it's a bit counterintuitive in my opinion. Virgin wool, it's nice, super soft, super warm. When it gets cold, I simply close the sleeve and then it's done, so the leather is not really needed there. Also, since the sleeve are longer than my arms, my whole arms including the hands are covered before we ever reach the cuffs. The shearling does a great job. It's not like virgin wool. It's not like a virgin wool cuffs on a down jacket. That is when it's necessary. I would love for Rick to do what Moncler and Din Yang Zhang did with this jacket. Love the cuffs with the thumb soles. Yeah, the more I wear it, the more I talk about it, the less I like the leather. Actually, there's a pro how tight and smaller. There's less air coming through. But if we want less air, we can simply close up the cuffs, you know. I appreciate the thought process behind it, but for me, it causes more problem than solve a problem. Practicality zipper, beautiful as always. I've been wearing these body shorts a lot lately for testing related purposes. Can't wear them out yet because it's February, but the YKK zipper is so ass on there. It's so small. When I come back to Rick, it feels like a different world. It's big, it's heavy, higher quality, bright silver, great sound, super smooth, never gets stuck. Calf leather lining, which is super nice, make it easier to zip it up. The calf leather provide a bit of weight and structure to an otherwise structureless zipper, front and back as well. I love feeling the leather whenever I zip it up. If it wasn't here, the zipper would get stuck to the shearling. Small detail that makes this jacket better, that makes Rick Owens better. I would have loved two-way zipper though, would have been nice. On the other side, Rick and the team added this bonded thick nylon that you would find on roller coaster belt from Aleeks. Again, this was done so the zipper doesn't get stuck to the shearling. You get a bit more leather on the back side of this as well. It's thin leather. I would have loved some medium weight or heavy weight. I didn't get a chance to weigh the jacket, but definitely 10 pounds. The scale is in the bathroom of my parents-in-law, and I try my best to respect their space. Take my word for it. I don't have an incentive to lie. That extra flap of shearling near the zipper is also nice. Practicality, it protects the body from the element a bit more because, you know, with zippers, some air do get through. So the fabric, they do help. The length of the jacket make it a bit hard to zip it up because I have to reach so far down. On top of that, the shoulder and the more connected sleeve make it even more difficult. The more I think about it, the more I think buttons would have worked better. One, it would look a bit more formal, further confuses the vibe of the jacket. That way, I would also never button the very bottom because it's so far down. It comes down to my laziness, but it's also a bit subversive, you know. The zipper should have been here, but you find horn buttons. Think about it, Rick. Wouldn't keep all the air out, but the jacket is so warm already. A bit of air wouldn't hurt. Actually, if anything, it helps because when I wear this jacket, it gets super hot, even when it's -5 degrees, because the shearling, it's so high quality. It's so warm. It's so insulating. The length of the jacket, it's not my favorite aesthetically, but it has been good practically. I was wearing it out on a really cold day, and it kept the thighs, leg area, belly button area, in that area alone so warm. If it were cropped like most of my jacket, it would get slightly colder. I would have to wear higher rise pants and possibly legging under. Okay, probably my least favorite part about this jacket, the rib knit virgin wool hems. They ruined the shape of the garment for me. You get this incredibly wide body and then it narrows down into the hem. The pro, more accommodating when you lay up because it's stretchy, more accommodating when you sit. Since it's thin wool leather, they fold into whatever shape you're sitting in. Also, sometimes I fold the jacket inward itself so I don't sit directly on the jacket. The material is precious, you know, the shearling. If you don't know, I love wool, shearling, leather, and whatnot, so I do my best to care about these materials whenever I can. Let's make a comparison. You see this body jacket? When you button the cuffs, it changes the shape of the sleeve for the worse. Now with that sleeve, I can simply not button it up. For this jacket though, the knit hems are here for eternity. Not to mention we get less shearling, but again, it's wool, it's super soft wool, so I'll give them that, it's warm. Let's talk flaw now. When I lift up my arms and move around, the hem fold inside out or just move in a way that I don't like. I prefer a structured jacket. Without the wool hems, I think the movement would have been a lot better. Maybe I haven't shown you the cinching look yet. Here's a clearer view of that. Since they cinch the entire body into the wool, it creates this BPL looking thing here. There's a view in this. I like how weird it looks. However, if they simply let the fabric free, no cinching, it would flow better. I think they did all of this because of the length of the jacket. If we look at this Alice length jacket, no knit hems, just leather further down. By the way, I'm nitpicking the smallest of detail here. This is an artistic jacket. That means doing regular daily tasks will be harder, will be different. But again, I like it. I like when I have to conform. So this is not me complaining when I'm pointing out the differences and like the extra difficulty. I like it that way, a bit kinky that way. Somewhat hidden. Oh, exterior pocket. Oh, okay, it does have exterior pocket. I thought for a moment it didn't. The shearling is overwhelming to any small detail, so it's understandable. Also, if you look it up here, there's a button here, but the shearling covers it up entirely. You get a decent chunk of calf leather on the opening. I love when I put my hands in my pocket and I feel this leather. You also get snap button closure for that extra security. I actually always clipped it in because the pockets are so far down that the material make it hard for me to feel the presence of the items. Zipper would have been better, but let's not get greedy. Button is better than nothing. Now this is what really sold me, why I'm giving these pockets a 10 out of 10. The opening isn't all the way down to where the pocket ends. There's a bit of stitching, so you lose 1/8 of the opening. This has made me feel so much better when I put anything in there. Sometimes items fall out of the pocket when you lean left and right. With this though, no matter how much I shake it, the item stays in there because of the indentation. Now what you lose is it's a bit harder to stuff bigger items in there. Let's say a water bottle or this cookie that my wife loves. I didn't want to push to her because it's cookie, you don't want to break it. If you want to store something big, as long as you angle it correctly to get it in, the space is big once you get in there, once you get past the tighter than normal opening. Can comfortably store your phone, wallet, AirPods, and your hand will fit right in there as well. Not much else is going on the front. I wish we would have gotten some fog pockets. The shearling will hide the lines as well. We get more pockets, storage it won't hurt. If we take away the shearling and the Kunst shoulder, not much going on. Honestly, I would have loved if they did it like this jacket. Half Tuscona shearling, half Merino shearling. It would have made the jacket a bit more dynamic, but not enough to completely change the vibe of the jacket. By the way, this is the type of greed they talk about in the Bible. I got the Kunst, the shearling, and I'm still asking for more. Just insane behavior. I love this jacket for what it is, but it is my job to look at what we got and see where we could improve, even if it's not needed. The price we're paying, we deserve all the extra, all the bells and whistles. Not much else going on here. I would have loved some Tatlin strap because the jacket does get a bit too hot, and when laid out on the ground it does look interesting because of the sleeves. So the back is okay, but room to improve. There's definitely room to improve. When on body, I like how this jacket looks from the back more than the front. No zipper, so everything blends into one another. The shape is just so crazy. I shouldn't have to make a segment simply for the shape. The B-roll should have been enough for you guys to see how insane it is. It looks crazy, it feels crazy. The wearing experience is so different. I love when a garment make me accommodate to them rather than the vice versa. 100% cotton interior lining, 2 interior pockets, huge by the way, bigger than the exterior. Zipper as well, extra security, great stuff. Rick Owens and pockets, it's a love made in heaven. Of course you get the Rick Owens embroidery here, a nice touch. The Rick Owens neck tag is already better than most, including Raph and Bodie, but this is better than that, so it's 2 times better. Work has a factory in Concordia. One day they will invite me to tour their factory, and then I will come in there until they offer me a job. There's not much of a charm to the made in Italy tag anymore. If you do a quick Google, quality of factory varies greatly. There's also the practice of producing most of the clothes in Pakistan, China, or Vietnam for 95% of the main production. Ship it to Italy to simply put the neck tag and some other small thing, and then you qualify for the made in Italy tag. The point is, look at the quality of the product, look at the brand. Not just assume that just because it's made in Italy that it's good, or if it's made in Portugal that it's good. Rick is one of the few that makes clothes because they have a vision and the need to share their creations. A lot of brands are now under a conglomerate, and rightfully so. They think about profit more often than they think about the design, so they will find any shortcuts or business practices to increase the profit and decreases the expense. Okay, sizing. This is a size small, dude. It is so big. I am so glad I didn't go through the size. It would have drowned me. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I would get more traffic that way. If you are buying secondhand and ask for measurement, my recommendation, get 2 sizes smaller. I normally wear a size extra large, so I went 3 sizes down because I saw the measurement on the website I bought it from. The size already feel like an XL, plenty of room in the shoulder. Despite the Kunst being so far out, again, they close it up so your shoulder doesn't touch the end of the Kunst. Plenty of room in the chest. I can put a down jacket under and it would fit. I won't film that. Take my word for it, because look at this vest. If I can squeeze a down jacket behind that tiny vest, I can do it with this jacket. The sleeve should be longer. One, because I don't like when the length of the sleeve and body is the same. Two, if the sleeve is longer, it would negate the, the crazy shape design, because the sleeve right now, it is long when you put your arms down, but when you raise it up, due to the construction, it's not as long as it looks. By the way, only buy this if you're medium and large and extra large. If you're a size small, consider another jacket. This is too much for you tiny people. Okay, production of shearling. First, you remove the skin entirely, not touching the fur. They get clean, the dirt and any impurities are removed. After that, they go through a tanning process to make the skin into leather. Otherwise, it's just, skin. Make it last longer. This is for the durability sake, so they spin in that drum for like days or hours. Most tanning facilities then create the suede or the leather side of the shearling. Rick made them looks like this, but I've seen garment made with the leather looks like this on the other side as well. It's really up to the choice of the designers. Shearling is warmer than wool, ideal for extreme weather. This is why you see people who live in cold city where shearling is an exterior and wool is the middle layer. Okay, I got a confession to make. Since the Rick.eu website deleted the actual listing of this Kunst jacket and it doesn't say what kind of shearling on the tag or anywhere online, I have no idea if it's merino or Toscana. This heavyweight shearling lamb leather has a soft curly fur, tan in the Tuscan area of Italy. These shearling's merino hides are of Australian origin. The unique thick fur for these animals make them perfect for shearling. And now for the other one, tan in the Tuscan area of Italy. These shearling sides are of North Spanish origin. The specific curly and long hair texture is only found in the Burgos region of Spain. Because the hair is natural, there will be variations in hair length and textures, making each piece unique. By the way, what I'm about to say and what I just said, simply my opinion. I am not in the industry, never seen a tanning facility. One day I'll change that, but for now, all opinion, all speculation. I think it's both merino and Toscana. Merino shearling comes from merino sheep, which is known for their fine, dense, and soft wool. It's shorter than Toscana and is a bit more uniform. Toscana comes from Toscana lambs, which has its origin in Europe. They're longer, silkier, and more flowing. Since it's more plush though, you need to put more care into them than the merino. So if I am correct, we got more Toscana shearling on this jacket. The merino is only on the right sleeve and a triangle underneath the left sleeve connecting to the body of the sleeve. The Toscana is more smooth, more plush, softer to touch. When you look at the curly shearling here, it's a bit more rough, it's a bit more matte. The curly shearling is more structure, if you can see it. The other side of that is this could all be merino shearling or Toscana shearling, because even on the same height, wool density and textures can vary. The thickness of the fiber, the length, the natural curls pattern. Rick probably chose different length of the shearling to offer a different look and to make the jacket feel a bit more, dynamic. The length of the shearling on the hair has definitely been cut down because I have shearling blanket that has longer individual fur. Could also be that the longer and smoother shearling is from the belly and the curly shearling is probably from a spot where it touches the grass or the sun, more wears and tear as the animal live their lives. Again, I could be wrong about everything here. I got so frustrated trying to research this because there was no clear answer. So, my opinion on shearling. I prefer the softer and longer shearling. It's nicer to the touch. The flaw, however, the shearling, it attracts everything and anything. Bonnie's hair is all over this jacket because I put it on the ground to shoot its B-roll. Every time I run my face through it, the dry skin gets on there because I don't moisturize and it's winter. The length helped a great amount of keeping more of my body warm. I've been looking at the Max Mara Teddy coats. I want one that goes down to my ankle. So the length is good for practicality. Since it's black, it's a bit harder to see the plush versus curly shearling. If you look at this unique little fleece jacket, you can see that they put all of the possible looks of sherbet, which is a synthetic version of shearling. I used to love down jackets for winters. I think I'm done with them because shearling has been so much warmer and it's not as cumbersome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sell most of my down jacket and just keep one because the shearling jacket, I just need one. Once I get the Max Mara shearling jacket, I would not need another jacket for winter. At first, my wife thought the curly part part was synthetic because it feels so different to the longer plush side. We burnt it and it smelled like burnt hair, so it's not synthetic. Everything is real shearling. Another flaw is the shearling has been shedding everywhere around the house. Before I leave a room, I gotta make sure I clean all that up, because if it was someone else dropping random fluffs, I would be angry. I don't imagine that all of the shearling will drop completely, but if we expand it 20 years, it would be lighter for sure. This jacket retails for $7,000 in the US, $6,000 in the EU because no export fee, VAT site, blah 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 blah. I kind of understand this. The thing is huge, weighs it roughly 10 pounds. It's big, really not skim on the shearling at all. The leather behind the shearling, the extra fabric, just as the interior lining, the thick ass zipper. This is an art piece before it is a winter jacket. I paid $5K for this because I am built like that, alright? Money is not a problem to me. I am built different from you. You broke bitches could never afford my closet. Don't even dream. Don't even speak to me. Don't even look at my penis. You're not rich enough to do any of that. Goodbye. I decided not to do a water test because this jacket is too good and it feels like I shouldn't. A water here and there isn't bad, but if it touches the water too much, it will ruin the integrity of shearling. So I'm not doing it. Okay, it's my first time wearing it. Just the shoulders are so crazy. Come on, G. Well, yes, the tech shoulder that I had was, a lot more prominent, but this is so much larger. Do you see it? And it's also a bit hard for me to lift my arm because of the way the sleeve is constructed. So, it is super warm. It's windy right now, but it's about like -2 degrees. She's peeing. I shouldn't expose my dog like that, but dude, come on, look at the shoulder. It's insane. I'm gonna have fun testing this out in February. I expect to gain a lot of looks when I wear this into the city. It's gonna be, come on, like, when have you ever seen something this crazy? You know what I mean? Okay, I'm riding my bike to the grocery store wearing this coat. My body super warm right now, but my head, I forgot my rig hood. And one more thing, the sleeve, they're a bit short, so it's a bit hard to extend the sleeve because of the leather cuffs. It's quite cold. I'm actually getting a lot of looks while I'm just riding my bike because they see the shoulder, I really think this is the most out there piece just because of the shoulder alone. It's crazy. It's a great looking coat. So great. Overall, my body is incredibly warm, man. This shearling is so great. It is so thick. Again, the leather underneath, it's such a great piece. If this came with an optional hood, honestly, it would be a game changer. My wife, she's on her period right now, so I'm going to the grocery store to buy her. She requested almond ice cream, chickpeas, Snickers, salt and vinegar Lay's chips, and it's my wife, gotta take care of her. I've been riding my bike for 15 minutes now. My head super cold, my body super warm. I was in the grocery store earlier and everybody looked at me because of the shoulders. I'm in Germany now, so I can't really cross even if there's no cars. I still have to abide the law, which is, it's really hurting my American pride. Honestly, it makes me realize how much a shearling hood would be really good. Rick, the team, if you're watching, your Rick Owens hood, make it from shearling. That would be super, super warm because throughout the whole ride, I was warm, but I had a hard time pulling the sleeve because it's a bit restrictive by the leather. First day wearing it, pretty good. Like, I'm actually sweating out, but it's super cold. Everybody's wearing down jackets out there. It's like -2 degrees right now. And my entire body's warm. It should be noted though, I'm wearing the leather jumpsuit underneath as well, so that does play a role in keeping me even warmer. The pagoda shoulder, the whole time I was riding, every time I looked over, it's in the way, in a good way, in the best way possible. Yeah, okay, one more thing that is important. When I wear this jacket, it makes me happy, which is a really, really important aspect. Like, when people look at me, I don't feel as though, they judge me. It's more like they're curious, like, hey, what is that man wearing? And it just makes me feel happy when I'm in this coat, in this jacket, I'm sorry. So that's one thing that is often overlooked when people are talking about clothes. They talk about the technical aspect, but how does your clothes feel? When I wear the Capital Bora jacket, it makes me feel happy. When I wear this jacket, this Kunst jacket, it makes me feel happy. And that's a very, very important aspect of wearing clothes. Okay, I am driving with this jacket for the first time. It's a bit scary and quite overwhelming because there's so much. I have to pull the jacket up. When I sit on it, it's harder to move, to maneuvers. One of my main concerns right now is the shoulders, whether it will if it's gonna block my vision or not. There's a lot going on right now because the jacket is so large, the shoulder, everything's moving. If I zip this up, I wouldn't be able to function normally. When I first came into the car, I didn't adjust comfortably. It's like a girl wearing a skirt. If you don't do the thing with the hands, everybody's gonna see your vagina. So it's one of those things. So without pulling the jacket out of under my butt, it was not doable to drive in this. See the short sleeve, it's a bit hard to move because the sleeves are so connected to the body. So if I were to extend like this, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not comfortable. I hope that makes sense. And let me turn both of the lights on so you can see me better. Yeah, but I hope you can see me okay. I am driving at night. I'm going to pick up my wife from work. She's working hard. I'm hardly working, not working at all. So she's making the bread. She's making the bread for the both of us right now. Soon I will make money, and then we will both contribute to our lifestyle, which is not cheap. We do enjoy a nice meal here and there. I do enjoy my shopping, stuff like that. Okay, it's hot now. But yeah, other than the sleep, driving with this is pretty normal. I don't feel anything different. I can't take the camera off of me right now because I'm driving, so it's just constantly recording me, and I can't listen to music because if I turn on music, copyrighted stuff. I either need to pull over or wait till a red light so I can unbuckle and get my phone off of the window, the car window. Sitting out with this jacket, the length, it is so long, so when you sit down, you are sitting on the jacket, which I don't like because I want to take care of my Shearling. I want to take care of my jacket. So I always have to, okay, here's what helps. The bottom, it's virgin wool rib knit hems, right? So it's a bit more flexible, so that's the pro. However, I would not have minded just a full Shearling down there because I can simply fold it up, it's not a big deal. Okay, the red light's coming. I can take my camera off and I can listen to music. I am one of those, I'm those type of people that can't like stay in silent too long. Even when I go to sleep, I still put on a YouTube noise. So I share a bed with my wife now, so what I do every night is I put in my AirPods. That's how much I hate being with my own thoughts. Okay, red lights. Let me get my camera. Okay, day 2 now. I am a bit more prepared. I have to drop off some mail. This hood should be able to help me. I really like this jacket. It's a very fun jacket to wear. I only feel shy and a bit insecure when I'm filming in public with my camera because my camera is big. I'm by myself. I don't have anyone to go with. Still haven't made too many friends. Haven't made any friends because my wife is my best friend, and there is a side of this where I should go out and make more friends, but I really enjoy spending time with my wife. We go swimming, we go out to eat, we enjoy each other's company, so it's good. But she doesn't like it when I wear like Owens on our dates. She wants me to dress more like a Korean boyfriend. Okay, it is now day 4, maybe day 5. Everything has become a bit more repetitive. There's not much else to talk about once you get past the Kunst, because the Shearling, yeah, it's great, but it's still Shearling. It's not much to talk about. I mean, the sleeve is a nice little detail. I do find it a bit troubling when I'm typing. Like it's hard to reach out because it's so much shorter. I also don't like that the length is the same length as the body, the sleeve. It makes it look a bit ill-fitting, and I don't know how I'm gonna edit this video yet, but I'm sure it's been repetitive because So I'm filming this, and then I also use this data to fill out other spots, you know. So I probably talk about the sleeve already, and then you see this footage again, and now you hear me explain why you're seeing double. So now it's triple, now it's even longer. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm making my video longer when it's been shown that shorter videos do better. I'm editing a video about these Bodhi shorts right now, which is incredible. Dude, hand painted, isn't that crazy? I shouldn't spend money. I'm not making money. I'm using my savings, which I do have a decent amount of money in my saving, but can't just keep shopping. But then again, if you watch my videos, it has been nothing but just me showing off product that I bought. It's not, I don't believe it's an addiction, but that's what addicts say. I do it because I kind of want to push the envelope. Like, how far can I push it? Live a bit unsafe. Like, yes, I should be saving money, but I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if I run out of money? I don't think I will. I do have a decent amount in my savings, and I have families to back me up, but what if I push myself really far and I become homeless? I kind of want to see where it goes. Like, what if I lose everything? What am I gonna do then? It's interesting because, you know, I do belong to this philosophy of determinism, which states that everything we do, anything that happens, it happens because of previous experiences and blah 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 blah. I'll put the definition on the screen. And then my other belief is absurdism, which means that life is inherently absurd, so don't try too hard. I don't know what day it is, but nothing new. I don't have anything to add. Everything is just very repetitive. You know, I've been wearing this to edit my video, so sitting down, so I got so bored I'm wearing it backward, and then like when I type I have so much fabric in front of me. It just, you know, editing can be boring sometimes, especially when it's very formulaic. What else can I say? The Shearling, dude, I cannot get enough of the Shearling. I turned the heat down in my room all the way just so when I wear this I don't sweat out, because actually that's also to save money. You know, my family-in-law, they should appreciate me for this. The heat right now is at a 1.5. My wife, she normally likes it at a 5, so I have to go pick her up soon, which means I have to turn the heat up in a second. I'm recording this on my photo booth just to make it a bit different, but you know, it's really, oh, and the weight. I thought the weight would become a bit less burdenful, but the weight is just, I'm pretty sure this is, excuse me, I'm pretty sure this is the heaviest jacket I own. Oh, one flaw with this jacket. So I have these bags. For example, I have this Stefan Cook bag. When I wear it with the bag, it's really hard. So I don't. Like, look, I can barely put it on because the Kunst shoulder is just difficult. Let's try with another one. This is a bit bigger. So this is my wife Goryard bag. So let's put it on. I wear crossbody. You see how difficult it is? Okay, my wife is here. I gotta go pick her up. That's a good note to end on. I fell asleep with my arms on the jacket I was testing, and this thing is so soft. In my other jacket I slept in it, but with this jacket I didn't want to sleep in it to do the test because I was worried about the shoulder material test. I was just touching it, feeling it, trying to see what I can get out of it, what I can write. But then I fell asleep. So it was super soft. My room is super hot and it's cold out. It's like -2 degrees. Pretty good, you know, I had a good dream with it. So if that is something to you, you can sleep next to it, you can sleep on it, it feels soft, because I sleep sideways like this, so, you know. Do you mind? Okay, it is day 8 or day 9 right now. I'm editing, I have this on me just to feel the fabric, you know, just to understand. Oh shit. So my wife been yelling at me because the fabric keeps on coming off on her side of the bed. It hasn't yet, but
it looks like spiders, that's why.
There's hair all over the place. It's a magnet of everything and anything, and mostly long hair, so it's my wife's hair. While I'm editing this video, you know, I'm doing this just because I like the feeling of Shearling. It's really soft to the touch. Well, certain parts, the rough curly part is not that soft, so I position it where I only touch the long, fluffy, plush hair. Something my wife said the other day was, you can make a 30-minute video, but you can't compliment me for 2 minutes. And I said, yeah, you know, I'm passionate about this. Okay, I'm going to Nymphenburg Palace. I am properly dressed, hoodie, a scarf, and I also have a Rick hood underneath if needed. Some asshole just threw a rock at me, and I'm gonna confront him. This is the rock they threw at me. They missed me. As I was approaching the street here, I saw two kids. One of them turned and looked at me, tapped his friend and said something. I figured it's a Rick jacket. They're definitely curious or a bit lost because how crazy it is, so he just wanted his friend to see it too. As I rode my bike past him, they screamed something loud at me. I still don't speak German, so I don't know what they said. And then a rock came at me. Now this rock right here, it's not too big, but it's not small either. I turned around and they were looking at me, laughing and running away. And then they stopped to see if I was gonna chase them, so I did chase him. Normally I let it go, but I was in the mood to fuck around at it, so I chased them with my bike. They ran away further. There was a man there. I asked, hey, did you see two dickheads running? If so, where did they go? He pointed to our apartment, so I took my bike back there and I just waited there for 20 minutes. I figured they were hiding, so I'm gonna not let them leave. As I was standing there, I looked at all of the windows with an evil look, pretending that I see them if they look out to see when they can leave. I believe they threw that rock at me out of intolerance. They couldn't comprehend what they were seeing and resorted to judgment. Now I'm fine with judgment, but to throw a rock at me with this rock, if I threw it with a decent amount of effort, I can break a car's window. One of them was Turkish, one was German, had dark hair, roughly 15 to 18. I wasn't angry because they didn't hit me, but had I caught them, I would have grabbed one of them by their necks and bring it to the police station. Now some of you might think I'm lying or I made up this story. To that I say, if you think I'm lying, then sure, why not? I'm not here to convince you. I don't have anything to gain from this, because you know, it's the internet. A lot of people lie to gain sympathy, so I understand if you think I'm lying. By the way, if I chose to lie, I would say the rock hit my head.
My entire aesthetic is probably a reaction to that kind of oppressive, intolerant. When I was growing up, that was an experience that taught me a lot, and it taught me that my role in life is to be the opposite of that. My role in life is to be the counterbalance to oppression and intolerance. If by providing different aesthetic options, suggesting different aesthetic options, I can blur the lines of what can be considered very strict aesthetic standards, that is my job.
I'm a confidence man. This will not make me wear Rick less. If anything, I'm gonna wear it even more. I want you to take a moment and imagine a person who finally worked up the courage to wear Rick out for the first time and then this happened to them. Imagine the damage it would have done to that person mentally. They might never express themselves again through clothes because someone literally threw a rock at them. Be open-minded, my friends. Goodbye.